Fortnite Save the World! Yes, a lot of people like Battle Royale, so I decided to give this game a chance. It was on sale, 50% off its asking price. Normally it's a $29.99 game, which it's an early access game, which means it's gonna go free at some point eventually, and in this case, I concede that heavily. The game has a lot of free-to-play elements, and so many free-to-play elements, it's hard to believe that you paid for the game after you purchased it. It's fun at first, but then you start realizing the game gets very repetitive and very tedious. And it doesn't take long to realize this. Some of you guys are going to really enjoy this game, but there's a lot of you guys out there who are going to frown heavily after purchasing it. I definitely recommend, and I'm going to be honest with you guys up front, you wait till this game becomes free to play if you haven't already purchased it. But for those of you saps like myself who have, it's a hard to get into game. It's very grindy, you're constantly needing resources. Think of MMOs mixed with Minecraft. Yeah, I say that because you're constantly breaking things, constantly searching things, and, you know, basically building things. Yeah, I know you don't search anything in Minecraft so much, but you know what I mean. The point is, it's kind of a grind fest. You're constantly defending waves of enemies, you know, in hosks, and also doing point A to point B missions. There's mini bosses, there's specials, you know, characters to get and all that in the game. There's special survivors, different types of loot, and mythic and rare and all these different things, legendary. It's all basically a progression system. Every weapon has a progression system. Every gun, every melee, doesn't matter what it is, has progression to it. Everything, the survivors, the superhero characters that you get, and those superhero characters are just called heroes, I know that. But whatever, the point is, you get tons of different things in this game to upgrade, and everything needs XP, everything needs to upgrade. And why you need to upgrade is because of durability. All the weapons, for instance, all the green weapons or the common, and then you got rare, those are pretty darn weak, and they will be pretty much destroyed by the end of 2 games. And that sucks, because those resources aren't easy to get, yes, at first, but when it comes to legendary weapons, they do last a bit longer, and they're stronger overall. The DPS is higher, the damage per second, and also you get just better weapons overall with the legendaries. So it's kind of like an incentive to really just push out all the common and rares pretty early game even. I'm saying before you even get to the second world, which is basically Plankerton, there's almost no reason to keep any common or any regular rare gun. And yeah, I say rare, but they're really common, they're not rare, okay? So that's kind of a weird way to put it. But the point is, there's so many things in this game you need to learn early bat, and it's just so annoying getting into it as an early game player. Unless you watch some videos online or you really have patience to learn the game and the mechanics, there's almost no explanation for certain things early game that you probably should know. And then of course there's so much expected of you to constantly gain resources and replay missions. Yeah, the game artificially makes the game experience longer by sometimes forcing you to play multiple missions. Now some people are like, no it doesn't do that, I've never had that. Okay, so Buddy, here's what I'm going to tell you. Have you ever played a mission where it says collect 3 of something, or 4 of something, and you don't even have all 4 on the map to collect? So what does that what does that mean? What does that mean to you guys? It means you need to play the same level over again. That's stupid. So it's like the game tells you you need to do something, but it won't let you do it in one mission. And we're talking about the main story quest at that point. Yeah, there's a main story quest, and then there's the horde mode, which is totally separate, and it's like its own game mode in a way, just focused on, you know, protecting small versions of bases with you and 4 other teammates if you play it right. If you play it with just 2 people, you're not going to enjoy the game very much, but when you play it with 4 people, it's a lot of fun. But the main game is just, you know, point A, point B, searches, and all the matches in this game, whether we're talking horde mode, whether we're talking the standard matches, are bare minimum 20 minutes long. The horde mode can go up as well as 45 minutes long, which is a long time. Even with 4 good players, it's just a very long match. And it's fun, but you don't get a lot of rewards for it. Which brings me to my next point. No matter what mission we're talking about in this game, they don't seem to give you very many good rewards. Early game, there's some good missions that do give you some okay rewards, but sometimes for playing a 40-minute match, you get something like nothing. You get almost nothing off it. And it's just kind of annoying because you put all this effort and time into it, and you do really well, and you get a very small chest, or you don't get what you expect. And then it's just no progression there, because you feel like everything you're doing can be done faster doing something simpler, but you have to complete the main quest to unlock the new harder worlds, which should give you more fun, you would think, but not necessarily, because the enemies are stronger doesn't make the game actually more fun. Yeah, that's right, this game kind of just throws new enemy types at you a little bit, little variants, but also just makes the enemy stronger. That's pretty much the only difference between like Cannon Valley, Twine Peaks and all that in all the harder modes, is that the enemies just get stronger, and they come in more harder numbers, but there's no actual different variety, there's nothing really sparking different, you know, gameplay there. It's just basically more of the same, but harder levels. I mean, we're saying harder levels by just increasing the enemy count and just making the enemy stronger. So it's not so amazing, to be honest with you. All that RPG grinding that you're doing is just so that you can basically play those modes. You're not really getting any sense of progression off that, you're just constantly grinding. And that's what this game is. As a free-to-play game, once this game does become free-to-play, I can see this becoming an amazing game. Yeah, the loot llama system's been pretty good, but they did update that recently, make the loot llamas not so great. I haven't gotten anything good in a loot llama in a long while now. So yeah, they kind of ruined that for me. But yeah, the whole point comes down to when this game comes free to play, it would probably be a great game, and yeah, if you're not spending money early on in the game, it probably could be a lot of fun to pick up some of those loot llamas. But I'll be honest with you guys, spending money in this game on loot llamas is not worth it. Actual, real money. So earn it in the game. And when it comes to free to play, there's no telling if they're going to keep all the V-Bucks in the game. I'm not totally sure. But either way, you have to complete so many quests to actually get these V-Bucks, and some of these quests make you replay the levels. And if you want to grind for basically, not V-Bucks necessarily, but grind for even the road trip tickets, which give you special llamas and all that, it's going to take you a while, because there's certain levels that give it to you more than others, and even if you do them like 10 times, you may only get one llama out of that, and if that llama wasn't a very good llama, well, you just wasted your whole day. And that's kind of what this game's about. That's how it is. That's all there is to it. To know, really, there isn't more. You just constantly grind, you constantly build, you defend structures, of course. Sometimes you got to find something. It's always find something or defend something. There's only two types of missions in this, or rescue, which is still defending. And when we say rescue, we're just rescuing a survivor, which we can then use in our missions or in our base, depending on what we get. And yeah, that's kind of fun, and I like it. But it's not exactly the best system right there. And again, if you're playing with 4 players, you can't even use your defenders. These guys are just in place in case you have no one to play with and you want to play single player or something. But guys, you can't play this game offline anyway. So if you want to play, solo, you just have to turn on the mode. But if you lose internet connection, you get dropped altogether, and then your whole match is a waste. So for some reason, if you have bad internet, or if your internet's unstable, this game is a very unfun game to play, because you could be at the very end of a level and all of a sudden crash. Even mine has done it, and I've got very good internet, but the reason why this is because sometimes it resets on its own. So it totally bugs me out. It doesn't happen often for me, but yeah, it could bother a lot of people who don't have very good internet strength. So yeah, that's a very big concern, especially for people out west or somewhere where they don't have the good internet speeds. So it comes down to this, guys. The game's a lot of fun. It's just a heavy grind fest. If your friends tell you to buy the game, I would tell them, I'll wait till it's free, because everyone's going to play it when it's free anyway, so why buy it now? Because all the people that buy it now, and when it becomes free, they're not going to really play it. They're going to be bored of it by then. I guarantee you're going to be bored of it. People that I know who just recently bought this game, Mike FSB himself, is already bored of it. Lots of people are bored of it. And why are they bored of it? Because it's not a great game. It's fun. It is a good game, definitely good, but it's not a great game. It's not an amazing game, as of yet. Now, they could update something, they could make the game better, they could do a lot of things with this game to make it an overall better experience, but so far how it is, it's just not. If they were just to give a little bit more loot, or to give them better rewards during certain missions, I think that could really, make the game a lot more fun, to be honest with you. Some of these missions just take way too long for the basic rewards that you get. Again, these missions go from anywhere from 20-25 minutes to 40 minutes long. And if you guys listen to Latona, one of the more popular YouTubers on this game, Save the World, he's a little misleading, okay? For instance, he says, you could do these in 10 minutes. These defend the boss, ones, right? Lars that defend the boss, whatever it is. Anyway, the point is, you can't do it in 10 minutes because you still need to build a base. That's guaranteed. 5 minutes there. 5 minutes. 5 minutes there. Guaranteed, okay? Plus, then you got to wait for the wave to respawn. That's the next 30 seconds to a minute, basically. You got to make sure everyone's over there. Got to get all the blue glue, which takes a few minutes. Either way, and either way how you look at it, it's guaranteed to take you 20 minutes. No doubt about it. I've tried. I tried to speedrun it, and I still came out with 25 minutes. But I guarantee there's someone out there with a good team of people who could do it in 20. But guess what? Even if you do that mission, you still have to do it about 5 or 6 times before you really unlock anything worthwhile. So it's not even that great. And if you want all the gold, even if you're grinding, we're talking, past Plagueton, we're talking, Cannon Valley. That's like 90, 80 gold, whatever it is, fine. So you grind away. But you grind away maybe 7 or 8 times before you even remotely get close to unlocking anything in the event page on the loot. And guess how long that takes? Yeah, do the math. That's a long time. That's hours and hours and hours of gameplay right there. That's not fun. That's not real gameplay to me. It's cool, but if you don't have the time, if you're someone who's not a kid, for that matter, it's a lot of time to put into a game. And not everyone has that time. I don't particularly have that time, there's no doubt about that. Some of you kids watching the video might have that kind of time, and I can say, yeah, play the game, it's worth it, the grind can be fun, if you like grindy experiences. Again, I like games like Warframe, and that's an extremely grindy experience, very grindy. And I'm going to make a video, guys, talking about Warframe and talking about Fortnite Save the World, which is the grindy of the two games, because these are two of the most grindy games I've ever played. And I've played RuneScape, and I've played a lot of other MMOs over the years, so this is being said to a lot, okay? But yeah, the whole point comes down to, guys, this is a fun game. I wouldn't recommend spending a lot of money on it. I definitely wouldn't recommend buying anything but the absolute basic version of this game. You just don't get enough for your money by spending more. And then on top of that, it's going to be free probably the next 4 or 5 months, maybe less. I would say probably less. Battle Royale is going to be taming down soon, and then once they're milked that dry, they're going to put this out there. But anyways, I know a lot of you guys aren't going to listen to my opinion. You're going to probably buy the game anyways, or have your own opinion of the game even before playing it, or you maybe already play it. See, I don't care what you do with your money or your mummy and daddy's money. The whole problem comes down to this. The game is boring. Overall, it can be fun in small bursts, but the game forces you to play this game in long bursts. To get anywhere in this game, you must play for a long, extended period of time. Playing one quest or finishing one small part of the quest page is not gonna cut it, man. It's not. You'll be playing this game for 10 years straight before you beat it, because it's just so repetitive and because it artificially makes the game longer. When you can't complete a simple mission in one round or one go, that's what makes the game longer. And soon as you get to Plankerton, that's what's beginning to happen. In Stonewood, you get lucky, there's like one time that happens, but then more than that, in Plankerton, it starts happening pretty much every 2 to 3 quests, and that's very, very annoying. It artificially makes the game feel longer because you're playing it more and for a longer period of time before you accomplish the quest, but the quest itself is just randomized. It's giving you a limited amount of resources on that level that forces you to know after this level, you must replay the game. It's very stupid. The same level, the same world, the same spot, you're going to have to replay it again because we say so. And because we want more time of yours. Because we expect you to actually spend money on this game to get ahead in the game. And I will be honest with you, the loot llamas, they're great when they actually were working properly. Now the loot llamas have been complete garbage. I've been getting nothing but absolute common stuff in there. You know, the most basic stuff you can get. Low versions of XP, and I've opened probably about 30 or 40 llamas recently. So that's to say, after my loot llama video, I've opened 30 to 40 more llamas, and all of them have been garbage. We're talking different, mini llamas, we're talking, the special llamas, the event llamas, the birthday llamas, the upgrade llamas, we're talking a bunch of different things. But I'll leave you with that, guys. This has been Gamer Today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you guys still want to pick up this game, be my guest. But be warned, I told you first, it's a grindy mess. I'll see you in 2 weeks after you've complained on my video saying this game's amazing, to saying this game is shit and you're right. I've got to delete my dislike. Hopefully they're smart enough to remember to get rid of their dislike, because yeah, I know that's going to happen. But anyways, guys, till next time, this has been Gamer Today.